Welcome to the Museum of London, going back from 450,000 BC right up to modern times, and this is the story of London. With an exhibition exhibiting over thousands and thousands of different items, it's incredible to see some of these things that are here that have been found in London and the surrounding areas. Now, the Museum of London is by London Wall, right by the Barbican, and it's really easy to get to. You can get there from St Paul's, which is on the Central Line, or alternatively you've got Barbican Station, which is on the Metropolitan, and also the Circle Lines. This shield you're looking at is from 1200 BC, as is this vase and other implements as well. And how about these tools from around the same time as well? As you look around this collection, there'll be something that will catch your eye. Yup, there it is. Can you see that? The gold bracelet and also matching earrings. These were found in the Hammersmith area from about 1000 BC. An incredible early form of jewellery. So we're still in the early periods, and here you've got a selection of handmade pots and also different spear and axe heads. And I've got to mention right from the start, the whole museum is free. Yes, you don't have to pay a penny to get in to come and have a look, but the only problem is it's only open till the end of the year before they go for some big renovation work, so you want to get down here pretty quick. If you're then wondering what the skulls are there for, that's to show the different injuries these weapons made. And all these spearheads would have been put on a large stick. Here in the centre you're looking at an old dagger in sheath, and this would have been the metalwork going round the dagger. Now, this is one of these museums where you really need to take your time, probably come back a few times, because not only have you got things like this, the potware, but how about this? You're about to see a collection of coins which were from 100 to 50 BC. It's believed that these coins were minted in Kent and have been found all over London, including in St James's Park, which was until Henry VIII's time when he converted it into a park, previously marshland. Moving through the centuries, we now come to the Roman times and when the Romans were in the UK, and this is all glass which has been found near Gresham Street, and it's Roman glass. The Romans had a major influence in the creation of London, which we've covered in previous videos, especially that of London Bridge, so there's a huge part of the exhibition which is open. The inscription at the top says, "To the spirit." Here we're looking at a lead ingot which is 80 London Wall. This turret would have been part of the original Roman wall from the year 100 to 200 that went right round the city of London. I've put a link to our city walk where we discover more parts of the Roman wall around London up in the top right hand corner. Here we're looking at a selection of coins and medallions, which is number 3, all from the London Mint, the Roman London Mint. And here you've got a selection of Roman coins, but with all of the different emperors on there through the times. So it's like the Queen's head side of it. I don't know about you, there's always something magical about looking about money, but when it's 2,000 years old, it's even more magical. These Roman flagons and jars were found near Highgate Cemetery. We're now going to make a historical time jump. We're going to miss over the Saxons, of which there's stuff that you can see here from there, and we're going to go to about the 1500s and let's look at some of this gold work. Now, this is a clockwork wagon and tun, and is incredible because it ran along the table, and the tun, which is the cast bit, sprinkled rosewater over the diner's hands. From 1538, this is the seal of the City of London in the centre of the picture. Here in the exhibition we're looking at different pages from manuscripts, including some of those from Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. This book is from 1537 and called The Lives of the Saints. And on the left is a page from the Canterbury Tales. This is a colophon, which was an inscriptional device placed at the end of a book that gave the printer's name and the date. From 1598, this is an introduction to Greek grammar by William Camden, who became the headmaster of Westminster School. This is the Chronicles of England compiled by William Caxton. We're now looking at Arnold's Chronicle, which detailed the mayor's various London documents and historical notes, and the difference between English and Flemish coinage. This is the Grace Cup from 1543 and was presented by Henry VIII. It granted them various barbaric privileges. Here you've got different pieces of jewellery, but the one that really shows is the portcullis badge, and the portcullis badge was on every hospital bed, and there were about 300 of them around London charity hospitals, bequeathed by Henry VII. This is a tea service with an embroidered tablecloth set into the floor. Yes, you're right, it's set into the floor. The exhibition is fantastic because you turn a corner and you just see something new and different that's astounding, bringing you up to date with history. And again, I've got to emphasise, it is completely free, which is incredible. Now this is a musical clock from about 1760 and was created by George Pike, who was a London clockmaker who made elaborate musical clocks. As well as telling the time, the clock's got an organ that plays 10 different tunes and a painted dial with moving parts, which you can see there, those boats actually move. The craftsmanship is incredible on this, and just think that water wheel actually moves as well. Oh, and by the way, yes, it does tell the time. Now we find some jewellery from the 1800s. Up here we've got a tiara. In the middle of the chain is an Order of Chivalry. Here you have a memorial brooch and matching earrings. And how about this for a matching set? Here you've got a necklace, you've got pendant cross, you've got a pair of bracelets and also earrings. This is a brooch completely made of pearls. These are City of London freedom boxes, and military and naval heroes were rewarded with the freedom of the City of London. They were given ceremonial swords and also those boxes. And to complete this collection we're looking at rings and a gold snuff box. In one whole section of the museum you have this, which is known as the Victorian Walk, and what they've done is they've set up the shops as they would have been at that time, so you can look through the front windows and see how the shops would have been set up in Victorian times. Interestingly, the one you can walk in as we're doing here is the bar. When you're in here, it really does feel like you're away from the museum and walking down a Victorian street as they've set it all up, including this, there we go, a musical barrow, and then as you go down, they put a street light as it would have been at that point, and also a penny farthing. Now, I don't know about you, but once I've seen this penny farthing, it makes me realise I'm really pleased with the seats that we have on our bikes now. Even though they are uncomfortable, can you imagine sitting on that? Interestingly, if you look at this, which is the grocer's, you can see all the tubs behind the counter, which reminds me of Harrods when choosing the coffee. I'll put a link to that video up in the top right hand corner. And there we go, you can even get your hair done down this street as well. This clock, known as the 8-day regulator clock from 1860, shows the time in London, GMT in Maine, and then other places around the world. Instead of the usual 12-hour dials, there are all 24. It was exhibited at the International Exhibition of 1862. This is one of London's earliest motorised taxis from 1908. A London taxi is a major feature on London streets today, but these took over from the unhygienic horse manure which was found on the ground. But of course these created more noise, greater speed and a bit more danger for pedestrians. The exhibition then comes right up to date, and this is a picture from the famous Clash album London Calling and the guitar being smashed up. If you're a music fan, you're definitely going to want your picture taken with this guitar. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you have, so we can spread this to more people to love London. The other great thing about the Museum of London as well is there's a great cafe area where you can go and sit and relax. And don't forget, once again, it's all for free. So what was your favourite part of the video? Which piece of history did you love seeing the most? Great, well put it in the comments down below and let us know. Thanks so much for watching. Now I'm going to leave you with a video of more London history, but this is around London Bridge and the Romans who built it and then formed London as a result. So if you click on that link, I'll see you in there.